Hi Sam. I'm so glad to see you today. Are you ready for another exciting German word?
Hi Alex. Absolutely. What's the word we're learning today?
Today, we're diving into the word
Sieg.
It's a really interesting one.
What does
Sieg.
mean exactly?
Sieg.
Translates to victory in English. It's used when someone wins or achieves something significant. The most common usage is in sports or competitions.
That sounds straightforward. Are there any similar sounding words that might confuse me?
Yes, actually. Be careful not to confuse
Sieg.
with,
Siehe.
which means see. They sound a bit alike but have very different meanings.
Got it. So, how do we use
Sieg.
grammatically?
Sieg.
Is a masculine noun, so it uses the article.
Der.
The plural form is.
Siege.
You can say,
Der Sieg ist wichtig.
which means the victory is important.
And what about conjugating it?
Since
Sieg.
is a noun, it doesn't conjugate like a verb. But if we were to use it in a sentence with a verb, you might say,
Wir feiern den Sieg.
which means we celebrate the victory.
How do you say it in the past tense?
You could say,
Wir haben den Sieg gefeiert.
which means we celebrated the victory.
That makes sense.
The word
Sieg.
comes from the old High German word,
Sieg.
which also meant victory. It's fascinating how the meaning has remained quite stable over time.
That is interesting. So, it has deep roots in the language.
Yes, it does. Now, let's break down
Sieg.
a bit more. It stands alone as a word, so it doesn't have a prefix or suffix that we can dissect. But in terms of imagery, you can think of a trophy or a medal representing a victory.
That's a great mental image.
For similar words, we can group them by the same meaning or pattern. For example, we have
Siegesserie.
which means winning streak. The root is
Sieg.
and it combines with
Serie.
meaning series.
That's a good one. What else?
There's also
Sieger.
which means winner. It combines
Sieg.
with the suffix to indicate someone who wins.
Okay, and what about other related words?
We have
Siegesfeier.
which translates to victory celebration. It's another compound word, combining
Sieg,
and,
Feier,
meaning celebration.
I see.
Another one is,
Siegeszug,
which means victory march. It combines
Sieg,
with,
Zug,
meaning march or movement.
These are great examples.
Now let's practice using
Sieg,
in real-life situations. Imagine you're at a sports event. You could say,
wir haben den Sieg gefeiert.
Wir haben den Sieg gefeiert.
perfect. How about if you want to congratulate a friend? You might say,
Herzlichen Glückwunsch zum Sieg.
Herzlichen Glückwunsch zum Sieg.
That feels nice to say.
great. Now let's say you're discussing a competition at work. You might say,
Der Sieg ist wichtig für unser Team.
Der Sieg ist wichtig für unser Team.
excellent. And if you're talking to someone about a historical battle, you could say,
Der Sieg wurde in der Schlacht errungen.
Der Sieg wurde in der Schlacht errungen.
very good, Sam. Now, a quick note about gender. Since
Sieg,
is masculine and ends with a consonant, you might remember it like this. Think of a strong man holding a trophy.
That's a vivid image.
For usage notes,
Sieg,
is more formal, often used in serious contexts like sports or history. Common collocations include
Sieg erringen.
meaning to achieve victory,
Sieg feiern.
meaning to celebrate victory, and
Sieg über.
meaning victory over.
I see how they fit together.
Be careful with similar words like
Sie,
meaning see, and
Sieger.
meaning winner. They can be easily confused.
I'll remember that.
Now, let's do a quick recall check. What's the plural of?
Sieg,
It's
Siege.
Correct. How do you say we celebrated the victory?
Wir haben den Sieg gefeiert.
Right again. What's the gender of?
Sieg,
It's masculine, so it's
Der Sieg.
Great. Can you give me a sentence using?
Sieg,
In a work context.
Der Sieg ist wichtig für unser Team.
Perfect. Last question. Where does the word
Sieg,
come from?
It comes from Old High German.
Fantastic job today, Sam. Remember,
Sieg,
means victory, and it's a masculine noun. Keep practicing those sentences.
Thanks, Alex. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to use
Sieg.
in conversation.